fight between Jay-Z and the President of the United States. Jay-Z, who is, by virtually all accounts, it's amazing to me that Jay-Z is being held up as some sort of halcyon of decency. Okay, Jay-Z not only started off as a drug dealer, but Jay-Z in the very recent past was in serious trouble because he was cheating on Beyonce, right? Wasn't that the story? That was the allegation anyway, was that he was cheating on Beyonce. I think it was more than an allegation, considering that Solange was basically beating the crap out of him in an elevator, if I remember this correctly. But he is, he got his career started by dealing drugs, and then I believe he was nearly convicted for stabbing a guy. Was that the idea? I don't want to get the legal allegation wrong, but he was involved in October 2001. He pled guilty to stabbing Lance Rivera at the Kit Kat Club in New York City in 1999. He was sentenced to 3 years probation. So he's a real class act, is this Jay-Z fellow. So Jay-Z is being held up as some sort of racial healer on Van Jones's show. I like Van a lot, but Van's politics are utterly insane. And so here's Van Jones asking Jay-Z about how the world should go.
He is somebody who's now saying, look, I'm growing, I'm dropping black unemployment. Black people are doing well under my administration. Does he have a point that maybe the Democrats have been giving us good lip service but no jobs? Maybe he's going to say terrible things but put money in our pocket. Does that make him a good leader?
No, because it's not about money at the end of the day. Money is doesn't equate to like happiness. It doesn't. That's not missing the whole point.
Okay, so he's saying that Trump's language is divisive. I actually agree that a lot of Trump's language is divisive. I've said so on the show. I ripped him after the Charlottesville protests, for example. I ripped him after the bleep hole comments. I suggested that while some of that was somewhat defensible, it's really stupid. And if the Haiti comments were right, then that was actually a serious problem. Right? I've been on the same page as Jay-Z actually on some of this stuff. But using Jay-Z as sort of the model for behavior, like who you are matters when you say this kind of stuff. So Trump, of course, fires back. And here's what he has to say about Jay-Z. He tweets this out. Somebody please inform Jay-Z that because of my policies, black unemployment has just been reported to be at the lowest rate ever recorded. Okay, so to be fair to Jay-Z, that was actually in the question from Van Jones, right? Van Jones says, Trump says that the black unemployment rate's really low. What do you say? But Trump is right that black Americans are faring well economically under the Trump administration. It does go to the idea, by the way, that not everything that is economic is the extent of the presidential impact, right? I mean, what we say actually matters. It's one of the reasons I thought that Barack Obama was extraordinarily divisive. But Van Jones responds by saying America would be better off if Trump were more like Jay-Z.
And, hip-hop is usually all accusation and boasting. He comes on confessional, and then the politicians are all accusational and boasting. Donald Trump, and no confession from Donald Trump. So if you want to listen to what Jay-Z says, follow Jay-Z's model, Mr. President. He's a strong guy. He's a rich guy, but he's willing to be confessional. He's willing to grow in public. If you did the same thing, America would be a lot better off. Yeah, so Jay-Z is willing to grow in public. Now, I'm just going to show you a picture real quick of a necklace that Jay-Z is famously wore to a Nets game. Okay, that is the 5% necklace. That is an offshoot of the Nation of Islam. And they say, that does the 5%, that white people are weak and wicked and that black men hold the power of God. So there are a bunch of people who came forward and said, well, he didn't really mean all of that, right? He didn't really mean all of that stuff. What he really meant was just that, black men should be powerful. Okay, then don't wear a symbol that is associated with the Nation of Islam. Okay, so I fail to understand. Can't we have like two public figures that are not particularly great? Trump versus Jay-Z is the fight that America doesn't need but definitely deserves, I think. As we continue, we're going to talk about Trump on immigration, release the memo. We have a lot more to get to. But first, I want to say thank you to our sponsors over at 1-800-FLOWERS. So, Valentine's Day is coming, and you don't want your loved one to be bereft. You don't want your loved one to look at you and think, wow, what a garbage human being. Didn't even send me flowers on Valentine's Day. So avoid that fate at 1-800-FLOWERS. Right now, when you order early, you get 12 multicolored roses for just $19.99, or you can double it to 24 multicolored roses for only $10 more. Great offer from 1-800-FLOWERS. Again, 12 multicolored roses from $19.99. Double it for $10 more. They last longer. They are better. They are fresher than the stuff that you get at the grocery store. They are picked at 1-800-FLOWERS. They pick them at their peak and they ship overnight to ensure freshness and ensure that your wife or loved one loves them. Bouquet prices are going to be going up soon, so take advantage right now. Pick your delivery date. Let 1-800-FLOWERS handle the rest. When it comes to Valentine's, don't settle for anything less than my rose authority, 1-800-FLOWERS.com. So again, order a dozen multicolored roses, $19.99. Upgrade to 24 multicolored roses for just $10 more. Go to 1-800-FLOWERS.com. Click on the radio icon, enter promo code Shapiro. That's 1-800-FLOWERS.com, promo code Shapiro. Listen, you're going to have to make it up to her. You're going to spend Super Bowl Sunday
Sunday ignoring her, and she's going to feel terrible about everything. And that's why it is best if you don't waste time. You go right now, pre-schedule the order, like before you forget. Do it right now. You're going to thank yourself when on Valentine's Day you think, oh God, panic. Do I have to go over to the local grocery store? And then you think, oh no, 3 weeks ago when Shapiro mentioned it, I went over and I actually ordered the flowers. So 1-800-Flowers.com, promo code Shapiro, and you get 24 multicolored roses for $10 more, so for $29.99, and a dozen multicolored roses for $19.99. So check it out, 1-800-Flowers.com. Use promo code Shapiro so they know that we sent you. Okay, meanwhile, Trump on immigration. So one of the things that is allowing Trump to continue to get his agenda done is the fact that the left have completely lost their mind on every issue. So it's not enough for them to critique President Trump in the normal ways. They have to go full on Hollywood hysterical. And they have to do all of the nonsense that Hollywood does. Everything has to be turned up to 11. So last week, President Trump releases his new immigration proposal. His new immigration proposal legalizes status for 1.8 million illegal immigrants. And the number of illegal immigrants covered by President Obama's DACA, his Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Amnesty, was 700,000. So Trump nearly tripled it. Okay? And in 1 second, I'm going to explain what it is that Democrats have done here, because it's truly insane. First, you're going to have to go over to dailywire.com and subscribe. For $9.99 a month, you can get a subscription to dailywire.com. When you do, you get the rest of my show live, Andrew Klavan's show live, Michael Knowles' show live. You get to be part of our mailbag on Fridays. And when you get the annual subscription, you also get this, the very greatest in all beverage vessels, the Leftist Tears hot or cold tumbler. Ooh, look how shiny. Ooh, look how magnificent. The weight of this thing. You get that with the annual subscription for $99 a year. So you get that for a significantly better price than the monthly subscription. Check that out. Also, tomorrow, right? Is tomorrow the 30th? Yes, it is. Tomorrow is the 30th. The President of the United States will be boring the nation in his second State of the Union address. I hate the State of the Union. I don't care who's speaking it. I hated it when it was Bush. I hated it when Obama. Watch my hate. Watch it burn holes in the walls around me. Watch me converse with Michael Knowles, oh God, and Andrew Klavan and Jeremy Boring. And they will be smoking cigars and I will be choking to death. Starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, we'll be hanging out with you for the whole time leading up to, during, after the address. We'll be analyzing the red carpet. We'll be seeing what they all wear. We'll be seeing who their guests are. And then we'll be waiting for Hillary to read from Fire and Fury. We'll also watch the hilarious rebuttal from Democrats. You know who's speaking for the Democrats? It's a brand new face, a name you've never heard before. Joe Kennedy III. That's right, somebody you've never heard from before. Somebody with the last name Kennedy, a unique name in American politics. It's wonderful. Catch live streams at dailywire.com, Daily Wire Facebook, Daily Wire YouTube. Spend the evening with me, Andrew Klavan, Michael Knowles, and Daily Wire God King Jeremy Boring. I expect you to be there because, for God's sake, if I'm going to sacrifice my evening to this nonsense, then you'd best be there, okay? I do this for you people. I pour my heart out for you people. Be there. We'll also be joined by some special guests at various points in the evening, or maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, that's tomorrow, January 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Get notified when we go live so you can spend every terrible moment together. It's a party that you will not want to miss. Watch the misery writ across my face for hours at a time as we do this show tomorrow night. Check it out. Okay, if you just want to subscribe to the show, then make sure that you go over to SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube is a good place to subscribe. We have all sorts of new videos that are coming out. If you want to see some of the video clips that are very funny from my appearance at UConn, then check out our YouTube channel and subscribe over there. We are the largest, fastest growing conservative podcast in the nation. Know nothing. It's always fascinating to me. But I don't think she means anything wrong by this. So she was asked about feminists, and she says she's a feminist. Right? She says, just because Trump is president now, I don't think it's our cue to stop talking about it. We need to fight for more rights because of this. I don't want anyone to feel defeated. First of all, I don't know which rights women are fighting for that they don't already have. Women literally have every right that men have. And a couple of additionals, like you're able to go to a doctor and have your baby killed in 6 months. That's exciting. Now, she says the definition of feminism is equality for all genders. It's not saying women are superior. It's not anti-men. It's equality for women. That word has become tainted for many reasons, and I just don't understand it. Let me explain. Okay, the reason the word feminism has become tainted is because there have been 3 waves of feminism. Wave number 1 was good. Wave number 1 said women should vote. Women should be treated equally in the workplace. Well, women should be paid the same for the same work. Women should not be forced into societal boxes. Agree. Fantastic. Then there was second wave feminism. Second wave feminism said marriage is bad, marriage is stupid. And if you're engaged in marriage, sort of Betty Friedan feminism, then you're engaged in a kitchen holocaust, is some of the language that was actually being used at the time. And then there was third wave feminism that said that women and men are essentially the same. Right? There's no difference between women and men. Okay, so if you just said, are men and women to be treated equally? Of course, I agree. But the problem is the word feminism has been hijacked, and now it's meant to use everything from man-hating nonsense to I get to kill my baby whenever I say I want to kill my baby. And so Trump was asked about feminism in an interview with the execrable Piers Morgan of I will say Shapiro fame, since I blew him up on his own show. But President Trump was asked about feminism, and Piers Morgan asks him about it. Here is a great cavalcade of genius. President Trump with Piers Morgan.
Do you identify as a feminist? Are you a feminist?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a feminist. I mean, I think that would be maybe going too far. I'm for women. I'm for men. I'm for everyone. I think people have to go out. They have to go out and really do it, and they have to win. And that's and women are doing great, and I'm happy about that.
Okay, so here's the problem with what Trump is saying. So Trump is saying, right, he's just not clever enough. So what he should have said is, if by feminist you mean, should men and women be treated equally? The answer is, of course, I'm a feminist. If by feminism you mean, am I anti-marriage? Am I in favor of abortion? Am I in favor of the idea that women are somehow victimized in the United States? No, then I'm not a feminist if that's your terminology. Like, he should distinguish the term. This is something the left likes to do. They will take a popular term and then they will infuse it with a meaning that has nothing to do with that original meaning. So they do this with civil rights, right? They'll say, are you for civil rights? You say, yes, I'm for civil rights. I believe that everyone should have the same rights. And they'll say, well, are you for the idea that a man is a man and a woman is a woman? You'll say, yeah. I say, well, then you're not for civil rights. So, whoa, how'd you get from point A to point B now? Well, what's this? Like, why is civil rights about me pretending a man is a woman and a woman's a man? How did that turn into a civil right? So they take these generic terms that originally have a meaning that's non-generic, and then they fill them with another meaning, and then they're shocked when you say I'm not a feminist. So by the original definition, am I a feminist? Yes, I'm a feminist.